Welcome to Know Your Money, where we will explore our relationship with money and how the psychology of it impacts our financial decisions, as everyone thinks about money differently. In our podcast, we'll be presenting a variety of financial topics in an easy-to-understand way, which we hope will assist you with managing your money. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful episode of Know Your Money. Craig, Warren, how are you guys today?
Warren, looking good. Bron, nice to see you again.
Why are you always looking good?
Why is Bron not looking good? Craig, don't worry, your wife won't mind.
I'll see Bron
You're
most
both
days.
looking wonderful, and it's always a pleasure to see you guys.
I'll see you so
Thank
little,
you, Warren.
Only in the studio.
Yeah, the new studio. I still need some work, though.
Very good.
Awesome stuff. So today's episode is, we feel a lot of people question, do you need a financial advisor, and sort of when would you need it? You know, Craig, maybe you want to give your thoughts and I can give my 15 cents, not 10.
Yes, you do, and that ends the podcast.
Awesome. Thanks, Bart.
Yeah. Okay, Bronwyn, you're up, slugger.
So I think, in my opinion, what a financial planner is obviously there to guide you, and we've studied financial planning and what is needed for a person. But another element to it which is very important is understanding your relationship with that money. So we can be there to help you and see or shed light on certain things that you might not see. And when it comes to financial planning, we know what a person should have. And I think that's where clients struggle often is, as a financial planner, I will show you what you should have, and that's going to cost you probably 10,000 Rand a month kind of thing. And the thought of that is very scary. Like, okay, I need all my life insurance and I need this much in an RA, and it's like seriously overwhelming. So what the financial planner does is it looks at those building blocks. You know, 10,000 Rand could be a lot to someone that isn't sustainable. So we can just give you enough in all the different areas, in case something happens to you, or a retirement or emergency, and just try and make sure that you have those safety nets in all the areas. And as time goes on, you build those relationships more. So in my opinion, having a financial advisor is important.
Okay, but you guys are financial advisors, so
Yes.
let's hear my opinion. Okay.
Far away.
Before we started doing these podcasts, I would have said, no, you don't need one. Okay? And that was ignorance. That was, I'm smart. I'm good with my money. I know what I'm doing. I'll be okay. Now, maybe some people will be, but just okay. Or on the edge of okay.
Yeah.
Looking into an abyss. Now, I go on an aeroplane. I'm not the one piloting it. I bought my ticket, but I'm not the one piloting it. So I'm good at earning money. I'm good at having a job. But I'm not good at what you have studied and spent or dedicated a lot of your lives to. This is what you guys do for a living, and you have passion about it. And I think it's ignorant to claim that you could do the same thing as that person. That would be, no offense, like you two telling me, step out the way, we're going to mix this episode.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
So having been a big part of this podcast and been lucky enough to be, I would say that, yes, everybody, you need a financial planner, and the younger the better.
The younger you are, the younger the planner is.
No, not the planner. No, I don't trust them if they're too young, Bronwyn. How old are you, Bronwyn? You never ask a woman that. Come on. No, the younger. I think if you can have a financial planner when you're, leaving school, finishing university, whenever it is, whenever you start to come into an income, yes, you need one, 100%. I have now had 17 years without one in my professional life.
Yeah.
And
what do you think the problem is with that? Where do you see how that's
it's very
affected those 17 years?
I think also you got to bear in mind the territory you're in, because in England, I don't remember, or I don't know if I have any friends who have financial planners. The government pension you pay into is all right. It's not bad. It's not like here. And you're just told to get a retirement annuity. That's it. And it's sort of just figure the rest out yourself. I think you tend to be quite wealthy if you have a financial advisor in England. Whereas here, I think it's different. I think you need one. Everyone needs one. There's no real relying on your state pension here. And so you need to be able to plan correctly for your future. And also in England, you got to think, besides those who can afford to send their kids to private school, the vast majority go to a public school, which you are already contributing towards in your tax.
Yeah.
So there's so many costs. Same with the NHS. You don't have medical aid. Well, you do if you're wealthy. But the average person relies on the NHS.
But that's why it's very different in South Africa.
Yes.
You don't have this parachute for retirement like some countries in the world have. You don't have as I say, state medical aid.
Yeah, state schooling that actually works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we help you through that process. We guide you through that whole process. From when you start working to when you retire, the whole process of what could happen between now and then, the products that could fit that application, and the product that we go and look at is very important, because how do we apply them to minimize your tax and maximize your outcome? That's very, very important. And the other side of it, the planning side as well, the way you structure all your policies, all your products, very, very important for not only tax but for succession, for looking after your family. And those things you're not going to get online. You need to have a guide that takes you right through the process.
And I also think a big point of that to note is that I am still learning things about the right structure and the right way something's supposed to be. And when a new product comes in, we learn what those benefits are tax-wise for the beneficiary, for all of that. So, I mean, us as financial planners are constantly learning and figuring out a new way of doing things or understanding things, or the impact of this on you and on your beneficiaries and on all of those things. Often, Warren, you say with your investments, if you want to go trading, you've got to learn so much to try trade. Yes, you can wing it and make a buck here and there, but the amount of hours and times you have to spend in that takes work, takes research, and financial planning is the same sort of thing. Like, even us as financial advisors, I strongly believe that we cannot be experts into which fund you should be in, because if we are 100% experts with that, we would need to be spending the time with that. And that's why in our practice, we use a discretionary fund manager, because they spend the 6,000 hours doing that part of the planning for us.
There are specialists in every aspect of life,
Correct.
and that's why we use them. And that's why specialists exist.
Exactly.
And I mean, going to what you were saying, I mean, we just talked a couple episodes ago about how the legislation is now changing for RAs in the country. The
two-part system.
So, yes, everything's constantly evolving, as is life, and there's never this stagnant equilibrium. Everything in life is a dynamic equilibrium. It's constantly changing. And so, I mean, how would I have the time to constantly be evolving in my practice of sound while constantly be on top of all of the financial stuff I need to know that I don't know? I don't have time. I haven't got enough hours in the day.
And the products have evolved incredibly over my career, 38 years. I mean, there wasn't even severe illness in the early days. There weren't these dynamic investment products that they've got now. There wasn't offshore investing.
And if you look at the family structure, I mean, 40 years ago, Craig, the wife didn't really work.
No, exactly.
And you could afford it. But the way that the world has gone now is, I don't know many families who they can afford to have one income. You have to be a high income earner to do that.
Yeah.
And the tax-free investments and a whole lot of other things that have evolved over the years, and you need a guide to take you through that process and how it suits your family and your needs.
I do think one part on this is a little bit, probably, I don't know what the word is, but I think people often have an experience with a financial planner because they're selling them something. And there is that in our industry, in the car sales industry. There is a guy that is going to give you a balloon payment and not blink an eyelid. And there's another car salesperson who's going to say, like, if you take a balloon payment, these are the impacts of it. So I think when it comes to financial planning, you really have to choose who you're going to properly. And the things that I think you should consider is experience. So years of experience, definitely. And then if you do want to potentially go with someone younger, is qualifications based. And in our opinion, I don't know, an independent financial planner may give you a broader perspective of things, because then you know it's not necessarily about the product. And not to say that that's wrong. You know, there are often people that are tied agents with one company, and that is okay. But you've got to go with what feels right for you.
So I can give you an example of something recently where I felt we'd made the right choice. My wife and I, she has a flat which we wanted to sell. And so we met with the estate agent for the area that was recommended. And the first thing the lady did when we sat down after the greetings said, if I was you, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And you're going to go back to her.
Of course, she would have made a commission on it regardless.
Yeah.
But her first thing she said, and I thought, you know what, we have the same values. You actually care.
Yeah.
You care enough to be honest. You know that by being dishonest with us, it will only hurt your reputation in the long run.
Yeah.
And you're clearly, I would say, a moral good person. So that's what I would look for in my financial planner as well. So. And I got to say, you guys are all right.
Oh, thanks.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So I think everybody needs a financial planner. Make sure the person suits your personality and make sure that your needs are taken care of first. And that person must be able to guide you through the muddle of what is out there. And there's a lot of stuff out there.
But bottom line, yes. Yeah. Get the person who obsesses over the stuff you don't want to think about or care about, doing it for you and helping you to secure a good future for you and your family.
Absolutely. And I think a point that you made in there was, the commission that person's earning. Maybe if you understand commissions that advisors earn or the questions you can ask to find out what that is, it might make you more comfortable.
Isn't that a great idea for another episode?
Absolutely. Let's get on it.
Transparency. I love you too.
Thanks so much, guys.
Have a good day.
Cheers,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this podcast, would like to subscribe, please visit our website, www.growthfp.co.za. The information we have provided in this podcast is our personal opinion. For more detailed information, please discuss your financial situation with a financial planner.